Fundamentalist Christianity teaches its members that elders, pastors, deacons, and teachers must be cis heterosexual men. Now, if you've been to different congregants, different denominations of Christianity that do allow women to be in senior or junior positions of usually male authority positions, that's not common mainstream in Christianity. And I'm glad that some churches have moved beyond the patriarchal, archaic views on gender and gender roles. Personally, the best day of our lives will be when they finally throw out all that bogus bullshit and just move beyond expectations. But until that day, women, regardless of your age, men in these churches, if they believe the Bible, see women as inferior. They don't see them as equal. They see them as either deformed males or easily manipulated and tempted people. That's why men of white privilege want to be in charge. They honestly believe that there's a male god out there that gives them authority. How narcissistic and entitled does a man have to be to believe that? Not very much, especially in these circumstances. That's why the Mormons call it priesthood. Women don't get it. They don't get one because they're female. They're inferior, even though biologically women are not inferior. Women outperform men all the time in a lot of different ways. Gender does not make you a good person or a great leader, an experienced, reliable human being. It should, but it doesn't. And honestly, I'm glad that gender does not decide good people. There's a reason why 95% of predators are men. Why over half of them are cis heterosexual men, usually white. These are the groups of people that want to rule over women, not because they're experienced or because they have the consent of women. It's because they believe in their bones that they should be in charge because of their gender. The Pope can say whatever he wants. You're not progressive if there's no gays, females, and black people as Pope. You're just not. As long as we see women as inferior and we teach men to be anything but who they are, not who toxic alpha males want them to be, we will perpetually remain in immaturity. I went to a church where they fired a woman after 3 years of being a music minister because she was a woman, not because she failed at her job or couldn't be there on time. It was because she was a man and she dared to be anything but a man's accessory on his arm. This is toxic. Can you imagine teaching women that this is acceptable? This is abusive. Toxic. Utterly toxic and devoid of humanity. And luckily, I escaped before half my life was over. I don't need a man to lead me. I don't vote for someone just because they're my race, my ethnicity, or my gender. I vote for the most qualified person. And if it turns out it's a female, somebody who identifies as Muslim or gay, trans, non-binary, then I'll vote for them. If they're the most qualified, experienced, and want to do good things for people who are targeted by other groups, I'll vote for them. I will not vote for somebody just because they're white and male. I didn't vote for Trump, and I have no remorse. I refuse to believe that somebody's a good leader just because they have a certain chromosome. And people who were not brought up in Christianity or religion and can't fathom what a religion is doing when they target women, welcome to the club of why the patriarchy is stupid. Real men, reject the patriarchy, reject ethnicity, reject all the privilege that white people and people who identify as what they were born as. Real men reject bullshit. Women reject toxic masculine protection. If a man wants to protect you from men, he's probably the danger. 99% of the time, he's the danger. Because real men, instead of protecting you, they create a more safe tomorrow. Men don't protect women because they're women. People protect people because they have value. And from what I've seen on YouTube, men do not consistently protect women. Every 10 minutes, men kill their female intimate partners in America. Men are not qualified to be in charge just because they identify as a cis man. Anyone who thinks otherwise is woefully uneducated or ignorant. I choose which people govern me, and if it gets bad enough, I've left 2 states because I couldn't deal with the stupidity of its leaders. And they were all white, cis, heterosexual men. One more year of looking at Ron DeSantis, and I was going to scream. I will not tolerate Christians who are on the down low screaming about how gross gay people are. We all know he's gay. And being gay is not the problem, nor is being in the closet. It's hating on people who you are secretly a member of and still hide it. That's when you become beyond contempt, in my opinion. So, I reject and will not be part of any institution, religious or secular, that prioritizes and centers men's comfort, authority, regardless of any other females that are more qualified.